Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and this is War 10 of Season 46. We're up against Salty today, and I'm going to be bringing in Mantis, Chee'ilth, and Titania, my new 7-star Titania. I ranked tutor, I've got her from Necro 100%, and yeah, finally got her, the face of the channel as a 7-star. And I'm bringing her in for War today, which is really fun. So we're starting off on path 1 here, and we're going to be taking this Wiccan, then onto the IBom there, then we're moving into path 5 for Spot and Chavez, taking that Void, taking that Silk, and then we're going to be taking Sasquatch and Photon. So a pretty fun war today. Starting off with this Wiccan, you might be expecting me to break out Titania here, but I figured Chee'ilth is probably a little bit safer. Funnily enough, the buff immune versus the non-buff immune, but neutralize can really mess with buff immune champs, so I just wanted to avoid that risk. I know that Chee'ilth and her cleansers will take care of the neutralize as long as I keep them up. So you're not going to be seeing me go for every single parry I can. I do start off with parry and a full 5-hit combo, just slow playing a little bit, then we go for a parry heavy. I'm making sure now that spirit charge timer on the left there comes back before I parry again. So we get it back, we go for another parry heavy. I'm seeing if he wants to bait out these specials, but he doesn't seem to be wanting to, so I just let him go to special 2 here. I know that I could probably get this fight down without him throwing a single special, but obviously it's safer to bait them. So yeah, we bait the special 2, take it on block, and then we step back into a special 1. Bleach would take him down here, but we just parry him, go for one last heavy, and the fight is over. So very safe. Titania obviously can take this with the regen. You could go to special 3 and reverse it, but I don't want to risk parrying and then have to take an incinerate. So next up we have this IBom on Vigorous Assault and Masochism over time. Again, could go for Mantis here, but I just felt safe with Chee'ilth personally. I've taken it with her in the past, and yeah, I just wanted to go for Chee'ilth on this fight. I know that I'm going to take some chip damage, some poisons are going to get through. I'll probably take some specials on block, maybe take a combo here and there, but I know that Chee'ilth can do it. I go for a combat regen just for that reason. I know that I'm going to take some chip damage. And yeah, so we're just going to be focusing on getting our intercept up. You can use the steadfast to block basic attacks if you need to, but I never felt the need. We just want to get the special 1 out of IBom and go back in. The main thing is also timing your special 2 so that you get it when Masochism is off cooldown. There you'll notice we go for a medium, trigger Masochism and go straight for the special 2. That means our Tranquilize will apply and it controls the debuffs for the last portion of this fight. And yeah, the fight is pretty much over now. We just need to get one more heavy out of him, go for a 5-hit combo, go for the striker, and then the next combo or the next special would take him down. So yeah, not too bad a fight, didn't lose too much health, just going to cost us a couple potions. Like I said, Mantis works very well for that fight as well. Her Tranquilize will stop IBom's own poisons from applying, so you don't need to deal with Masochism quite so much. But yeah, it's either is fine. I just went with my rank 3, I went with my comfort champ. In a vacuum, Mantis is probably a little bit better. So next up we have this Spot on Ebb and Flow Intercept Sadist. I took a Morbius on this a war or 2 ago. And yeah, we're just going to be... I'm going to try not to apply too many bleeds, but it's a little bit more difficult in this fight because I have to watch the spots as well. So I do go for my lights when I can, but I do also... I'm not focusing on Sadist quite as much here. Also, Spot doesn't hit quite so hard, so it's not that big a deal. Yeah, we just need to watch it. And because I've got my eye on so many things, Sadist, Spots, and the taunt, I forget the taunt. And we eat this special 1, which isn't the nicest. Luckily, we didn't have too many debuffs on him. But then we push him to 5 spots, and just to kind of reset the fight, I bait out that heavy, punish it safely, wait out the untouchable, and I'm in a much better position now. We can go for an intercept here, try and get him to go in for it, but he's not playing with us. He throws a heavy, we go back in, do a medium light, back into a light, and then our special 2 hits very hard here with the Ebb and Flow Fury. We wait and see if he wants to throw that special when he's dashing into us. He doesn't, we go for a parry, we go for a combo, and the fight is over. So So yeah, not too bad a fight at all. I just mismanaged the taunt once. Luckily, Spot doesn't hit hard enough to one-shot you with just a single special one. So yeah, we got away with just some potion use. Next up is this Chavez, and I'm switching off my skill powerbacks for one fight. I'm going to have to reactivate them afterwards. But I do think this is the sort of fight that you want science powerback boosts for. I'm going to be using Titania. And they come in pretty handy later on, as you'll see. This fight is fine. It can get out of control, but I'm backing myself to know when to use my Haymaker if it does go out of control. You might need to take a special 2 into your Haymaker if it's unblockable. If she gets up to 2 bars of power, you can bait a heavy and then punish the first hit of the heavy, which triggers her orange dimension, which means that it won't be unblockable, since her special is unblockable or not, based on which dimension she's most recently opened. If it's the purple one, which is her full heavy, that's going to be unblockable. So she does go for one of her signature Chavez heavies here. This just slows down the tempo a little bit of the fight. It means that we have to bait a few more special ones. I'm trying to get it so that I can use my Haymaker here to go for an intercept, and because I don't want the fight to get out of control, I use it here and I'm just going to go for the kill. I know it's a little bit risky, but I know that one special 3 from Chavez won't kill me. I also think I have the range. I didn't want her to throw more and more heavies and just let the fight get out of control, so I went for it. So we go for our heavies here in the chain. We don't get too lucky with crits, only just the one. We chain the last one into a striker so that we don't have to deal with stand your ground. We go for a combo and we go for a special 2. Not many crits there, it just gets head down and we're okay. The reason I changed the third heavy into striker is that I don't want to deal with stand your ground. During Haymaker, you can't get stand your ground resisted, but if I went for a fourth heavy, that could have been resisted and then we would have been in a tricky situation. So I just wanted to make sure I could chain into striker, chain into special, whatever. And yeah, the fight goes down. Moving on to this void on power snack. I've taken this fight a lot in the past, as you've seen. This is another 7-star. I think this is a rank 2. And yeah, so we're just going to be going for our intercept quite early on. He dashes back there and back in so we can get a medium intercept. I'm going to be trying not to dex his specials as well, because I don't want to trigger power snack. And right now, I don't want to dex to bait a special, so I was just doing like medium or medium, seeing if he wanted to throw a special 1. He didn't, so we pushed him to the special 2 and managed to get that out of him. Took it on block to avoid power snack. Here I'm just going to take this special 1 on block, and then I'm going to go for a cheeky heavy, and because he's on low power, I'm going for a cheeky heavy chain. And you'll notice that when he dashes in at us and we kick him to interrupt, it actually reapplies the taunt. I was initially just going to go for the 1 heavy, and then just parry and combo or get another intercept, but I noticed the taunt was getting back up, so I went for more chains. It was a really cool interaction that I found, and it worked very well for the fight. So next up is this Silk on Hazard Shift. I'm going to be taking this one with Mantis. This is quite a tough fight, you do need to get it down right. You really want to be making sure that you're slow comboing, which I think I messed up at one point, but what I mean by slow combo is just having a slight pause in between the hits of your combo. It allows Mantis's Tranquilize to reapply. I hit slower than usual, and if you keep an eye on the passive Tranquilize icon on the right, that's the red one, you'll notice it reapplying mid-combo, and that means we can reduce the ability accuracy of the debuffs. So here, as we go in, we go for an intercept, try and get the taunt up because I want that. And yeah, I don't slow combo there, which is a bit of a mistake, but we go back in here and we just slow combo, and you notice the Tranquilize icon popping back up. There I pause after 2 hits into block and dash back because I didn't want to push Silk too far into the corner. It can make it more difficult to go for a couple of Intimidate chains. So if you go back and look at my spacing, if I did any more hits into block, it would have pushed her back into the corner. And because of the spacing when you're in the corner, if you dash back, the AI is a little bit more unpredictable while they're in the corner. It's a bit of a niche tip, but it's something that I found works really well, and it allowed us to get all our 20 mixed motions on fine. We went for the heavy, we went for the special 2. It didn't kill, but I had my skill power backs on, and the special 3 finished her off. So yeah, very, very nice Mantis fight. Next up is this Sasquatch that I've taken God knows how many times. This is probably my least good version of it. It's quite messy, but you'll just see, I mean, this is a rank 3 Sasquatch. You'll just see how how much of a beating Chee'ilth can take and still finish fights relatively safely. So yeah, as usual, we want to get the taunt up, treat this like a tactic fight to control the power efficiency. If we get into a situation where we don't have the taunt up, I'm going to be looking to try and reapply the taunt. The nice thing is, you just saw there that the Falter, we didn't do anything to control it, but because it's a debuff, Chee'ilth can shrug it with her cleanses. We also have the Tranquilize, which can make it fail to apply, and then the last thing is we can just knock Sasquatch down to apply the Falter to him. At the moment, I'm in a bit of a tricky spot. I try and go for an intercept there, and it doesn't pay off. He lets me intercept him there, which I was not expecting, and I almost pushed him red. I was trying to go in and tap his block to bait out a special. But now we have him in his aggressive Wrath stage, so we can go for intercepts a little bit more safely. And then, as I say that, he walks up to me and does a medium instead of dashing like he did just there, and it meant that we took a combo. But, you know, we've taken a lot of combos in this fight, it feels like, and we're still 75%. If I wanted to, I could even go for the special 3 here and get a nice little bit of regen. But yeah, we go for the special 2 to apply the Tranquilize. I dash in there because I thought he was going to dash at me, but he doesn't. We grab a light intercept out of nowhere, and just keep an eye there. When we knock him down, even though the timer was on us, there was no Falter that applied to him, and that's because the Tranquilize stopped it. The Tranquilize can stop debuffs applying to you, but it can also stop them applying to the opponent if the debuff comes from an opponent node. So it's just something you need to watch out for. If you thought that the Falter was going to apply and you just assumed it and he dashed at you and you tried to make him miss and it hit you, that would be bad. So it's just something to watch out for there, that Tranquilize can mess with an opponent's nodes even if the debuff applies to the opponent. Finally, this fight to end the war is this Photon on Stun Reflect Polka Dot Power. We're going to be taking it with Mantis. I think that's a lot safer than Chee'ilth on this node in particular, because we'd have no access to specials. Mantis also has no access to specials, but her way of controlling Photon is via just standing still, as we were talking about in that Silk fight. So you're going to see me doing the slow combo a lot better in this fight, because that's pretty much the only thing you need to watch out for. You do need to keep an eye on her charge gain if you mess up the slow combo, or particularly after you've dexed a special 1 and your Tranquilize falls off for a second. Often you can dash back in and Photon will apply a debuff to you. You'll see it occasionally throughout this fight, that the Tranquilize falls off and we go back in and their debuff gets applied to us, or on a backdraft intercept like there, your Tranquilize can fall off momentarily and you get a debuff. So slowly throughout this fight, Photon's charges will go up. Generally, if you play it well, she won't get above like 7, maybe 9, but when she gets there, you've got to start worrying about pure light form. You need to find a safe opportunity to knock her down if she does get to 10. It's either knocking her down or it's making her dash back and hold block. Personally, I usually go for baiting out a special and then knocking down, especially with the taunt from the tactic. If that's up, it means it's power drained her, so she'll be on 0 power. Then you get a nice opportunity to knock her down very safely. You can either use the Striker or you can use Mantis' sleep mechanic. That's something that I don't really use in this fight, but I've seen someone else take it where they fully charge their heavy as if they were going to use a special, and then they do 2 hits of a heavy into a Striker into a combo. And although that does guarantee a debuff applying to you, it means that you get a really nice chunk of damage. It can do a good portion of her health very safely, and it's something that I definitely do next time if I were to take this again. But like I said, you can also use the sleep mechanic to knock her down safely to trigger pure light form. But yeah, this fight is pretty safe. It's just slow. One last thing that I will mention is my alliance mate Hoffers. He's taken this fight a lot. He has mentioned that when he's taking this fight and the other fights on the map aren't as dangerous with Mantis, he'll go in with a stat focus set to crit rate. Because obviously my 7-star Mantis right now has special damage, because I wanted to use it for the Silk fight. I wanted as much damage out of there as possible. But for a fight like this, if this was your main risk, go for the crit rate stat focus, and it will mean that the fight will go down a little bit safer. a little bit quicker. But yeah, that is the end of this war, and it was a fun one. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.